All right, good evening, guys. Ken at Tortoise Capital, nightly strategy podcast for June 12th, 2023. Start with the swing portfolio, 30-minute charts, Alcoa. So that was our last trade, was a scratch. It's had really 2 full days of just chopping sideways. That's starting to set up a really nice tight breakout, but no trade today, no overnight risk. I initiated a really just an RLXD and a why not trade. It's held that support level 3 times. It's tried twice to make a run up, and so why not? And if it breaks above today's high, that has a real chance to go to here, to about 40.50. And that's about where I'd put a second position on. So I'm liking that one long term. Caterpillar initiated a COTA 2 continuation after the morning shenanigans. Same with Cliff. These were all failure to fail kinds of trades. On the other hand, Chevron was failure to follow through. And we had a PSAR flip and a rejection. And that turned out to just be a no-lose plus dinner for 2 exit. It's still in this nice tight channel. So I'm not opposed to re-entering tomorrow if we get some juice from today, but it just didn't have much in the tank. Dish Network. This one is the one that's coming out of the S&P 500, so it's getting punished. And we had a nice short going into the weekend, but it gapped up and started to go. So I exited as it crossed the dragon for 2R. I missed the re-entry. I also think that this is ready for more suffering, so I'll be ready on the downside. Another week, and this may come out of our trade portfolio. I don't know. On the other hand, it won't have much institutional support, and we might get another month's worth of play off the True Believer. So I got to think about that one for a while. Devon Energy, no trade, although there was a short available. Electronic Arts. So I like the collapsing dragon on this one. So here was the opening. It monkeyed around and then started to fail. So we put the standard short on it. It got this far and started to recover. I thought really hard about getting out here and wanted to give it a little more chance to fail, and then had to take the scratch at the end of the day. So I think there's more downside available in it, but it's also setting up for an SSC. So if we were directional neutral, we'd probably have a nice little box on it like this and ready to go in either direction, and then use the full box as the risk. Standard work. Emerging markets, just a third day of drifting higher. That feels pretty good. And if this gives any kind of indication of strength tomorrow, that's the 30-day high right there. So I'm ready to go with the second position on that one. Ethereum offered a short side trade. Mexico, I probably missed the COTA 2 entry here, but I was stalking Brazil. I did get the COTA 2. That happened earlier, and neither one of them was really moving hard, so I only wanted one exposure between Mexico and Brazil moved first, so there you are. Intel, this was a sweet trade. This is recovering to catch up to the other semiconductors. This has been lagging. We tried that COTA 2, and it scratched. And last Friday there was a intraday trade that we missed. And then today it opened here. And then by the time it cleared the emerging dragon, it was already like 1.5 MMRBs past it. So I had to take the emerging dragon and just held on for the ride. And this closed really well. And it's holding 1, 2, 3, 4R. I would not be offended if you took the 3R exit right here. But we're holding 4R on that one, and I will add to that if we get some traction tomorrow. So that one feels pretty good. IP, no trade, initiated the COD. This is an SSC, I should say. This is finding support at this support level, and it ran to here, so that 30-day high is certainly within range, which would give us about a 4R upside. So I like that one for continuation, and it closed very well, and it's above this limit right here. So that's our first target for tomorrow, and then second target. So I'm liking that one. Short list. KRE, I missed the short and I missed the SSC on this one, but I'm not worried about it. I say I missed, I just didn't take it. I'm ready for this one to be the zero state and to go long from here and short from there. I like that it's holding at the same level it held here, and it gave that move. So I'm thinking it can get to 45 tomorrow. McDonald's. Second position, caught a 2, continuation. That thing is just quietly getting it done. Now, the only concern I have is stalking this resistance level right here. So that's at the 10-day or 5-day high, I should say. So like 290. And it's halfway there. So on this trade, which is holding 2R, there's another 2R available to the upside on both positions. What's nice is this one is holding 8, and this one is holding 2. So we got 10R on this one on 2 positions. And if it breaks above 290, I'll put a third one on. That's McDonald's is back. You got to stay with them even when they're out of favor. This was a COTA 2 that was available right here today. There was a 1, 2, 3 entry in there also. I was already heavily in McDonald's, and I, for some reason, because they're both starting with M, I guess, and Staples. I stayed with McDonald's for the second position, but this is a legit entry on the long side, and I think I'll be ready for that one tomorrow. Microsoft, second position, and closed really well. It's coming into a really critical resistance level here, and we're holding 1 to about 3R on this one, about 1R on that one. So what it does at 333 is going to be crucial. I think it gets to 338 in the 30-day high pretty nicely. But McDonald's is grinding and getting it done. Marijuana, no trade. I missed the short. That's postured to really fail big tomorrow. The way that closed poorly, like it was trying to hold on and then nothing, then they just gave up. That means that there was a lot of leverage being used to buy positions here. And then when it didn't respond, they had to bail in the last half hour, and that's why that collapses. So there's leverage traders trying to push that higher, but there's nobody believing in that. So that should be fireworks in that one tomorrow, but that's not for the faint of heart. NVIDIA, I took the COTA 2 re-entry, standard risk. It closed well. All the semis closed well today, so we'll be ready for that one. PBW, COTA 2 re-entry after this scratch, and holding 2R, looking good. Rivian, I couldn't trade it today. Didn't have the mojo. Treasuries, I took an intraday gift on it. I don't like holding treasuries overnight, but this one has been trading in this channel for a while now, and then it sold off hard, turned, PSAR flipped, and I speculated and it paid off, and I didn't want to hold that because it's already at the resistance level. So I took essentially 2R as an intraday gift on treasuries, and I'm happy to do so. Tesla, Added a second position on a COTA 2 continuation. That's turning out to be quite a trade because this risk was so small. That first position is 1, 2, 3, 4, about +6, and this one is a scratch. So we're holding 6R on 2 positions, and if it gets through 250, this thing could really go. Remember, that was at 160 not that long ago. Let me go back and look at that one. Yeah, that's Tesla. Wow, what a 30-day move from 160 to 250. That's a 50% move. Nobody's talking smack about Elon losing all that money and what a dummy he is, right? Don't short Elon Musk. U.S. Steel, I took the SSC entry and holding about half an hour. All the metals closed pretty well, so I'm liking that. All right, and that's the hybrid swing portfolio for today. All right, next up is, let's see, the sniper trade of the day. This one is in Intel. So this is all on 3 minutes. And here's where it closed Friday. And right in here. And it gapped up, rose up, and then kept going. So we got long with a standard risk box. Free and clear. Check or hold. That puts our stop right there. And my job is to see how soon I can get my stop to about there so that I can lock in. I want to lock in that little wedge and call that no lose plus dinner for 2. Because that turns this whole thing into a science project. Once I can lock in that gain and get my risk out of there, then my whole mentality shifts. What happened to my price? Oh yeah, that's right. It took right off. That's a 2R battle drill add. That's a 4R battle drill add. That's a 6R battle drill add. And a standard exit. So let's count them up. First position on 1 unit of risk earns 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6R. 4R, 2R, and scratch. So that's 12R. And then it's a COTA 2 re-entry immediately for a fraction. COTA 2 re-entry for half an hour loss. SSC entry for about an R gain. So net for the day, Intel, 13R. And that goes hand in hand. That gets paired with the swing trade that earned about 5, as we saw earlier in the day. So fractal markets, hybrid trading, the combination of 3-minute and 30-minute can be very, very powerful. All you got to do is find one mover a day and dominate it, and you'll be happy you did. See how the people did today. Here's Tim. Let's see, the OR3. He gets short, loses -1. I think you can get long right there. He waits to here though, but gets 0.6. Good exit. Waits for the PSAR to flip. Basically scratches. There was another move in here, but he comes in with -0.4 in cliff. Devon Energy, he looked at here's the OR3. That's where the OR3 entry is. I think he was concerned on that one, as volatile as that was. But really, the big gap was here. It ran up, held back, and then that second leg up. I think you can take that as an OR3. But he waits for additional confirmation at the PSAR. Nothing wrong with that. Gets paid for 0.4. Doesn't trade the breakdown immediately. Waits for the next break, and that was powerful. Here's the better exit, but he does get this one for 1.1. Maybe a bar late on that entry, gets paid for 2.3. I'm not going to argue with that. Trade what you see. Intel. There's the OR3. He was still in a daytime job meeting. That'll hurt your feelings. But he gets like that next leg up. That's where we hit the 2-hour battle drill. Not comfortable with second position, so no worries. Just take 4.9R. Nothing wrong with that. We want it to be managed in a convenient way. So that's a pretty good day. That's about 7R. Nice work, Tim. This is Hamad. There was a 1, 2, 3. He's looking at like an OR3 here. There's also a 1, 2, 3 entry right there, which would have paid. He waits for the PSAR break, basically a scratch. Re-enters on a. Now notice he's got a lower high in the RL10s, and he gets a pocket entry. He doesn't wait for the breakdown of the dragon. He gets the pocket entry in between the peak of the dragon and the collapsing dragon. That makes this a pocket entry, and that's nice because that gives him an extra half an R. And then he gets a 1, 2, 3 exit right at the edge of the dragon for 0.8. Maybe 1 bar slow. I think you should be long here. I'm not sure what that is. Is that a second position? No, I think that was I think that should be an exit. And then I think he went short here and then covered here. So total 0.3. That's how it is. Okay, so that was actually, as I'm reading that should be an exit. So he gets this trade for a fraction. And then this one is a short, which he covers here for a fractional loss. But nets out positive for the day. So there was a little more in Devon than we got, but it's still pretty good. Anytime you come out of there in the green, you're all right. This is what is it? Brazil. And OR3 short. Cash is a winner. It fails again, so he gets short. Exits well. Again, a bar late on the entry, takes a quick loss. Probably felt a little concerned there. I think that should be a long, obviously. And then you'd be getting out right about here. This short gets paid. That one scratches. So a fractional loss. This is the one that got away. And I think we probably felt a little overhurried inside there, is my sense. It's got to be less emotionally tied to the trade. Microsoft gets short here on the OR3. It reverses in that bar, so he just cuts it. Gets short again. That's nice. I think he takes a second position, then a quick cut, and then long gets paid. Short. This cut should happen faster. This is supposed to fail right away. When you got 5 bars and it hasn't failed and then starts going up, you can get out in here instead of here. But this is a great re-entry. Gets paid. Now we're starting to get chopped. I don't think I take that one because you've got convergence, and then you got to wait for that PSAR, or you got to wait for the Z3 pinch. Happens right here. So instead of taking that one, if you had taken 2 and then just pause, that would give you 30 minutes, and then you notice that the Z3 lines have come in and pinched, right? And then that gives you a really tight risk box right here. And then when you get the breakout, you can take that breakout either here or here because you use this period of time here to get your mind right. And then you just reset, and then you notice the pinch, and now you're ready to take that trade and that trade and that trade, and you would have smashed this whole day in a good way. So that not trading is not just means you're standing around waiting. It means you're actively getting your zero state back on and stalking. Okay, this is Brian. Boy, this was a rocket sled. And then on the PSAR flip, he gets it short. I want you to get out right here because this ran all the way down to Z2, and then the R10 rolled over, crossed the baby dragon, then comes up and hits the dragon. That's enough right there. Instead of here, it's here. You still get the same entry on this side, but that gives you about another +2 or 3. But that's nice. And then it's bedtime. Put a trailing stop on it. But 1.5 on, that's the Dow on 3 minutes. EWZ, Hulk Smash. There's your PSAR flip, morning hook, crush, kill, destroy for 2, and stayed out of the chop. How nice. Yeah, the old stop and reverse. Failure to fail is information. Look at it. Had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars of sideways chop right at the support level, and it refused to fail. And so what did it do? The same thing it did last time that it refused to fail. It went to here and then a second leg up. And even if you don't get the first one, here's an emerging dragon right here, and then the PSAR flip will just make you happy. EXPD, Expeditors International. I've never heard of them, but they got something going on there. And International Paper. This one's becoming less and less interesting. It's diminishing returns, and you can see that in the fact that it's not really moving. It's getting ready to come out of my swing portfolio, to be honest. Quick scratch. But on a reset, after his last coaching session, the first 17 trades are up 12. That's pretty good shooting. That's an expectancy of about 0.75. That's pretty good shooting. Dashboard number 1. Bullish quiet. It does not get better than that. And it does not get better than that. Or better than this. Or better than this. That's just as good as it gets to the upside, especially when you're being led north by the Dow, the S&P 100, the S&P 500. This is the extended market, VTI, and Walmart, IBM, and Disney. That's all the blue chippers driving this thing north. In the ETF 30, lots of big winners in here. SPY is hitting 6-month highs, as is the Qs, as is tech, as is staples. Just a handful of auto framers and squeezes. I like that Walmart and McDonald's are in the squeeze and they're gaining like crazy. That's really favorable. Handful of Godzillas. Campbell's soup. This is a biotech. Nothing in the tactical symbols or the ETF. That's because everything is moving north already. That's actually an indicator. Standard work. Oh, let me take a look at this one here. So today, the big gains were all the semis. That's really where we want to be looking tomorrow for more continuation, beginning with Intel and including NVIDIA. That could be really powerful. U.S. Steel and all the metals were lagging the market, so the metals were basically down today. U.S. Steel, Cliff, and Alcoa, and even Devon Energy was well below the market. But Tesla just crushing. Let's see, the multi-time frames. Lots of goodies. Broad strength here. Look at all these names. IBM, Walmart, Caterpillar, Goldman, Boeing, Pfizer, Intel. That's all blue chippers. And then it's Staples, the Dow, S&P, NASDAQ Tech, S&P Tech. That's your U.S. tech sector roaring back. And even Europe is getting in on the action here. So Europe has been lagging in the mid-ground, but today it got back, and so did the Euro-Asia blend. So the good news in the U.S. tech sector is beginning to transfer to the other big indexes for the equities. So we be liking that one. Okay. My brother posted some in. Hang on, we're going to find that real quick. So, Lemonade, LMND, we've been talking about that one for a couple weeks. This one got the next 2-hour battle drill entry here. This is on 9-day.
And it even went up from there. If you look at Lemonade and where it could go.
Oh
I
yeah,
think we had talked about this before. It's just now making that 9-day turn. I just would not feel right not telling people about it. That's all.
LMND. Yeah, so if we go just to the daily,
you can see. Go to you're an LMB.
I want to start. So this. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, that looks good. Who's Limbach Holdings? Oh man,
I don't know.
I don't know, but good. I like them. I sort of like them already. So this is the daily. Yeah. So we're just going to use that sniper framework So we start with the 150. There's your 150 box. And its daily performance was right in here. So you can see if that's about the 50-yard line, it's at about the 70. It's still got 30 more index points to go, but it's made a nice move off the 150-day low. Leg 1, leg 2. There's another leg in this thing. So that feels pretty good. It has cleared this support level. The next resistance level is here at about 22, and then it goes to here. Now, if we go back far enough, now if we just zoom out to the 3-day, yeah, there was
That's what I'm
there's
talking
somebody still holding this thing that bought it at 180, and he knows it's coming back. He's never going to sell. But yeah, so this one to me is the first reasonable grand target at 35.
Yeah.
Which is still a 70% move from where it is now. That's 70% from here to there.
Yep.
So don't get confused by the sight of that thing. That's when you zoom it in and now this is why scale matters so much. This one at 29, that's really the statistically significant target to the upside. But I can tell you there will be some people that if this gets above 33, that thing's going to go north like a scalded ape. And just notice how good this is. Leg 1, leg 2.
Yeah. See, I'd be arguing at 26, you're going to get another acceleration.
Yeah, I think, when it gets above this.
Yeah.
Above the dragon hump.
Somebody's bots are going to go off and say...
Yep, I think so. And let's see, what was the other one you had?
Had a really good accountability
Microsoft,
group with the guys last week. I just put on another position.
Yeah, this is a 9-day. This is the 9-day in McDonald's, and so the boys got in on this one at 240, and all it's done was add 90 points on over 240. So that's about 3/8. That's a 37% move.
Yeah, it's over there on the right hand side, 37.8.
Yeah, I was just doing the math.
We had the
and so there's a 2. That's probably a 3-hour battle drill there.
That was a late fill because of a gap.
Yeah. So this is 3 positions and looking good, and they're looking to add another one above 340.
Because it's all-time high, and there's no
no resistance.
No resistance.
And they are winning the AI world.
Yep.
Here's why they've got the world by the tail on that one. So they own Chat GPT.
Oh, geez.
And they are integrating it in Office.
Oh, no.
And all the applications underneath it. And then they have a bunch of business intelligence stuff that they do for corporate that goes above and beyond Office. They have business intelligence products that fully incorporate, and not just Chat GPT, but the entire family of AI. Because remember, this is just a large language model. I say just, but it's a large language model for AI. But there's other AI, and Microsoft is all over. But the key is they already have scale at the application and at the operating system level to leverage all this power. Why would you go anywhere else? And that's why Microsoft's going to crush.
Yeah.
And then they combine that with NVIDIA specialized chips, and it's good to go. All right, I think that's everything we got. We'll get this published and posted and hung in the usual spot. If you guys may want to take a look at the shorts, I've been starting to add little 1 minute or 30-second mini lessons. Those are pretty handy. You may want to check those out on the YouTube channel. All right, that's everything I got. We'll get this published and posted, and go root for the Nuggets. Long out.